Greetings everyone, and welcome to Batocera Nation. I'm so delighted that you can join us. So about 8 months ago, I created this tutorial for the Dolphin emulator. Since then, there's been a number of changes to Batocera. In fact, some of the things I mentioned in my original tutorial is now outdated. Therefore, I've decided to update this tutorial to help those who are having trouble with the Dolphin emulator, as well as to talk about some of the more advanced features for Dolphin. In this tutorial, I will cover the advanced settings for the Dolphin emulator, along with how to create custom gamepad profiles for Gamecube and Wii, how to use a Mayflash sensor to use genuine Wiimotes and Nunchucks, and how to set up 2 to 4 players for Wii games. Are you ready? Let's do it! As I mentioned in my Light Gun Games tutorial, if you plan to use genuine Wii remotes to play with the Dolphin emulator, you're going to need a Mayflash sensor. And this is the brand that I purchased at Amazon, so I know for a fact that this one works quite well. And since I also mentioned in that tutorial, for best results you should place the sensor on the top of the TV, because some of the emulators do not work well if you place it on the bottom of the TV. You may also need an extension cable. And this is the brand I also use from Amazon that has worked quite well throughout the years. Along with that, you're also going to need a genuine Wii remote because the fake ones out there do not work well with the Light Gun Games. And this is also the brand I purchased on Amazon. It's from the Amazon Renew store, and it works quite well. Okay. If you also plan to use it to play Light Gun Games, you may also want to purchase a light gun. And this is the one I purchased on Amazon. And finally, if you plan or want to use nunchucks and you don't have any, this is the one I also purchased at Amazon. I know for a fact it works quite well. And indeed, I will be giving you a demonstration in my video tutorial. I will be providing links to all these different products in my video description, so check them out. All right, let's go ahead and boot up Batocera and let's get this Dolphin emulator up and running. All right, so here we have the Mayflash wireless adapter. You can see this connected to my Astrock mini computer through USB. It's very simple. And in the back here you have an on and off switch. Go ahead and turn that on. All right, you can see the blue light is turned on. And you also have here a switch for top or bottom. And that means that if you put this adapter on the top of your TV or the bottom of your TV, and I've experimented extensively with both. And I discovered that if you put it on the top, it works the best. If you put it on the bottom, some emulators may not work well. For example, the Sega Model 3 emulator, it simply does not work if you put this to the bottom of your TV. So it has to be put to the top. Best results, put it to the top. Plus, also, there was other games in the Naomi Dreamcast emulators that did not work if this was placed to the bottom. So again, the best results, go ahead and put it to the top. It's very simple to switch to the top. All right. So now let's go ahead and get the Wiimote. This is the one I got from Amazon. You can see that it's in really good shape. There's no scratches. Looks really good. Go ahead and open it up. And you have the little button there, the red button. Go ahead and press that. That would sync to the Mayflash adapter. It's blinking there. And go ahead and press sync. And you can see there, it's synced. Okay, and that has to be set to light button 1 and 4. 1 and 4. And we also have here a mode 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see that. It's very simple to switch them. Make sure that this is set to 2 on all the emulators. With the exception of the Dolphin emulator or the Wii, you have to set this to mode 4. Now then, every time you want to play with the genuine Wii remotes for the Dolphin emulator, make sure it's always set to mode 4. And in fact, for this tutorial, throughout my video demonstration, it will be set to mode 4. Alright, so we're in Batocera. Let's go ahead and press F1 to get out of this. Let's go into Applications. Let's go into the Dolphin MU config. And let's go into Controllers. We're going to first focus on GameCube games. Alright, so go into Port 1, Configure. And let's go ahead and click on here. You can see how I got a number of different things going on right here. So look for the one when you've got your controller. In my case, I'm using Xbox One wireless controller. So click on that. And from there, you're going to create a profile, which should be the master profile. So I went ahead and I created my master profile, Xbox One. This is it. And from there, go ahead and configure all your buttons, all right? I got my hotkeys then to my home page, all right? So forth and so on. Once you create your master profile, you can then create custom gamepad profiles for your particular games. So for example, for Double Dash, let's go ahead and load this up. For the X, I chose R2 instead. It makes it easy for me to play this particular game. Okay. So once you made your changes, you can then go ahead and save the gamepad profile. Click on save and it does it automatically, all right? And you can again do it for different games altogether, all right? So once you do that, the next step is go ahead and close that out. Close this out. Let's go to Double Dash. It's right there. Right click on it, go into properties. Go into editor. And from there, type controls, just where you see on the screen. And after that, pad profile number 1 for the first gamepad, Double Dash, the name of the custom gamepad profile you created. And that's it. If you want to use the same profile on the second controller, then you would type pad profile 2 equals Double Dash. And you're allowed to have spaces in there, okay? That's it. That's how you do it. Close that out. And now you can play Mario Kart with a custom gamepad profile. Now let's go ahead and exit this. Let's go back into Batocera. Let's go to the GameCube. Alright, so there's Mario Kart Double Dash. Let's go ahead and first press the select button or the back button on your gamepad. And from there you can go into Advanced System Options. This will set your settings for the entire emulator for all the games, okay? Alright, so from there, game ratio. If you want to play your GameCube games 16:9, let's go ahead and change that. Like that. Video mode, depending upon your monitor or TV. Graphics backend, I use Vulkan. Performance hacks, I use Auto. Use pad profiles. These are the actual gamepad profiles that you create, so set that to on, okay? And if a particular game doesn't have a custom profile, it will automatically ignore it, okay? Video resolution, again, depending upon your computer system and your monitor, you may want to play around with these settings, okay? So in my case, I can handle it 1080p without any problems. Now for this one, again, depending upon what you have for your computer system, you can bring this all the way up to 16, okay? Dual core, let's go ahead and set this to auto. Again, they say that it's not usually much faster than single core mode. Right? GPU sync, go ahead and set to auto. This right here, again, depending upon your computer system, you can bring it up all the way to AX. High resolution textures, I have done a tutorial about this, so I set this to on in case I do have some HD texture packs to the particular game. Widescreen hack, again, if you want it for 16:9 ratio, go ahead and turn it on. Now you have to realize not all the games are going to work. There's some games in the GameCube collection that simply, no matter what you do, you won't get it to go 16:9. Enable cheats, set it to auto. Memory management unit, set it to auto. Fast disk speed, auto. Everything else, I have it as auto. This one, mouse is Wiimote. If you plan to use a genuine Wiimote throughout all your GameCube games, then I would turn this to off. Alright? If you plan to use a real mouse, you don't care about the genuine Wii remotes, then just go ahead and leave this as on. Alright? Since I plan to use a genuine Wiimote for all my GameCube games, I'm going to go ahead and set this to off. Rumble, auto. And that's it. Now then, if you want to change a particular game setting, go ahead and hold down the A button, and then from there go on to Advanced Game Options. And from there you can change any particular settings for that particular game. So let's say, for example, the game is more demanding and your computer cannot handle a 3x or 4x, you may want to bring it down a notch, okay? So that's how you do it. And from there you can play it. Alright, let's go ahead now, go into the Wii controllers. Escape, press F1, go into Applications again, go into Dolphin MU config. Let's go to Controllers. This is the default setting. It's going to look for genuine Wii remotes, okay? So let's say you have a gamepad and you want to play around with a gamepad instead. Configure. And from there, go over here. I've got my Xbox wireless controller. And from there, I can go ahead and create my custom profile or my master profile. Load. So this is the way it looks for me. I've got here extension nunchuck. I've got this. I also got this here. And finally this one. Alright. Let's come back over here. Now again, if you want to create a custom gamepad profile, then you can create anything you want. Okay, so I've got this with Mario Kart. I load it up. Again, make any changes you want. Save the custom profile. Close it out. Close this out. And let's go to Mario Kart. Right click on it. Go into Properties. Go into Editor. And from there, same thing. Controls. Wiimote source 0 equals 1. That's the first gamepad controller. Wiimote profile 1 equals Mario Kart. So now every time it loads up Mario Kart Wii, it's going to use this custom gamepad profile. Alright? And close that out. And you can do that for any other games you want to. Okay, go ahead and close this out. Go ahead and close this out as well. Let's go into the Wii. Alright, go ahead and press the select button or the back button on your gamepad. And again, I'll also bring you back to advanced system options. For game ratio, if you want a 16:9, it's automatically going to do it, so don't worry about this. Video mode, again, depending upon what you have for your TV monitor or your screen, you choose the right one. Graphics backend, Vulkan. Performance hacks, auto. Use pad profiles, once again, turn that on. The video resolution, again, depending upon what you have for your computer system, you can choose all the way to 8x, 5K resolution. Okay, for this demonstration, I only needed to set it to 3x, 1080p. This, you can go all the way to 16x, again, depending upon what you have for your computer system. Dual core, I set it to auto. GPU sync, auto. This one here again, high as I can, 8x. High resolution textures, also have it set it to on. I've got some games, I've got some high texture packs. Widescreen hack, leave it auto. Enable cheats, auto. All this stuff, auto, auto. And then we have here, emulate Wiimote. If you plan to use your gamepad, you don't plan to use any genuine Wii remotes, then set this to on. All the games you have will be automatically played with your gamepad, right? If you plan to use genuine Wii remotes throughout the entire Wii collection, then go ahead and set this to off. And that will allow you to play all your Wii games with a genuine Wii remote. If you plan to use a combination of your gamepad with genuine Wii remotes, then go ahead and set this to auto. Okay. And then if you need to change a particular game, you can go into the individual game and change it to either on or off. Alright, so now I've got Mario Kart Wii. For this particular game, I normally like to play with a gamepad. But for this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and use genuine Wii remotes. So hold down the A button on your gamepad. Go into Advanced Game Options. Let's go all the way down to Emulate Wiimote. I'm going to set that to off because I want to play with a genuine Wii remote, right? And in fact, now I'm going to give you a demonstration playing this game in 3 different ways. Number 1, with the Wiimote without the nunchucks. Number 2, Wiimote with the nunchucks. And then number 3, 3-player mode. Using both Wiimotes and my Xbox One controller. So let me go ahead and give you that demonstration right now. Before we wrap everything up, let me show you one last thing. Let me go ahead and show you how to play 2 or more players without the Mayflash adapter, how to set that up. So again, let's go ahead and press the back or the select button on your gamepad. Go into Advanced System Options. Let's go up and let's go to this right here. Make sure this is set to on, okay? Or you can also select the individual game, hold down the A button on your gamepad, go into Advanced Game Options, go up, make sure this is set to auto. Okay, if you choose something else, it may not work well. In fact, when I tried the first time, I used nunchuck mode and it turns out it didn't work out. So just go ahead and choose auto. And this has to be set to on, okay? It's going to emulate the Wiimote. And that's it. All right, let's go ahead and get out of this. Now go ahead and press escape, press F1. Let's go into the applications. Let's go into Dolphin MU config. Let's go into controllers. For this example, I'm going to show you 2 other gamepads. So altogether 3-player mode. So go ahead and make sure this is all selected to emulate Wii Remote on all 3. Okay, we already configured the first one, so now we need to configure the other 2. So go to configure, and I've got 2 other gamepads. I got the SN30 Pro Plus and the SF30 Pro. All right, so go ahead and go on this one, and just like the other one, go ahead and create like a master profile. From there, you can go ahead and load it up. Okay, so that's my master profile. And every time I want to change something around and create a custom profile, I can then save it. So I've got Mario Kart 2 for this one. Load it up. I changed this button. Okay. All right, same format. Extension and extension motion simulation. All right. Okay. Then go ahead and make sure again you save your master profile. And again, anytime you want to change something and create a custom gamepad profile, then you save it as well. All right. Save. Same thing with the other one. My third gamepad is this one. I went ahead and create also a master profile right there. Load that one up. That's the way it looks. And then again, if I want to create a custom gamepad profile, Mario Kart 3, I changed that one right there, and I saved it. All right. And that's how it's done. Now, let's go into Mario Kart. Select the game. Go into Properties. Go into Editor. And since we have 3 gamepads, I have to create 3 different profiles. Okay, so Controls, Wiimote source 0 equals 1, which means emulated Wii Remote. Wiimote source number 1 equals 1 also, emulated Wiimote. Wiimote source 2 equals 1, okay? And then Wiimote profile 1 is Mario Kart. This is for the Xbox One controller. Wiimote profile 2, this is for the Pro Plus. Wiimote profile 3, this is the SF30 Pro. Mario Kart 3, okay? So each profile can have its own custom profile, and it can be different from the, for example, this one can be different from this one in terms of the profile, depending upon what the gamer wants, all right? And that's how it's done. Close that out. File, exit. And now let me go ahead and show you the actual game using all 3 gamepads. All right, let's do it. So as you can see, the Dolphin emulator is quite flexible and the different ways you can play these games with your gamepad as well as with genuine Wiimotes and Nunchucks. And it makes it a blast. Alright, so I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you did, please go ahead and like it. That would really help me out with YouTube algorithms. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Batocera Nation. Bye.